electrify my body, and you're making me feel like I'm so electric. Everything you do is making me blow, blow, blow. Don't know what to do about it, can't seem now to live without it. All I wanna do is just no, no, no. You suffocate my mind and now my atmosphere is crowded, and you being here is making me blow, blow, blow. You penetrate my space and now I'm looking out of place, and you're making it hard.
What's up, guys? It's Jake here from HookahRev.com, bringing you a video review for the new Fantasia Airflow charcoals. So I got this courtesy of myself, actually. But yeah, we were deciding if we wanted to actually carry these on HookahRev.com. So naturally I picked up a box and just to see how they work. So these were released very recently. Now a little bit of background on this. It's basically Exotica charcoals. That's who makes these coals. 45-piece boxes for now. I'm sure they're going to release bigger sizes if they deem necessary. But the one thing that I wanted to actually mention about this, or about these coals, they're very big. But anyways, this is the concept behind it. Hoping you can see that with the background. Here, let me just... Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Well, hopefully you see that. Basically, there's a cutout in the bottom of it. And the concept behind that is when you put it on a bowl, for those of you that use natural coals, sometimes if you're not getting enough airflow on top of your bowl, so like through your bowl, if it's not packed properly, it's going to go black. And even when you do pack it properly, a lot of times the bottom of your coals get black. You just have to flip it. For me, it's just been kind of, that's just how you manage coals. But I guess they're trying to make this a little bit easier for those that don't want to mess with coals so much. But the size was the biggest thing that I noticed. It's a pretty huge coal. So I've got here a chronic hookah natural coal. You can see it's not too much larger, but to be honest, it's maybe a third of an inch bigger, square round wise. And I personally think that the chronic hookah coals are a little bit bigger than the coconaras. But I've learned to live with them. But this seemed huge, and I'm going to show you a little clip here of the coals. I think it's going this way. Yeah, right here. So this is with 5 minutes on. You can see the ashing; it's already starting, and that is the norm for Exotica coals. But you can see the ash. You can kind of see like how it's flaking off. Not too big of a fan of that, but you can also see how big, I think it's coming up in a little bit, how big the coals are. And this is on a Tangier's small, which is the same size as the House of Smoke's funnel bowl. Pretty standard size, but 3 coals on there, it's huge. It's only been going for about 7 minutes now. And I'm smoking Alfalfa mint because that's my fail-safe. Whenever I'm reviewing any kind of accessory like coals or anything, I mean, that's what I'm going to use because it's the safest tobacco in my opinion. I mean, it's outputting a lot of smoke. I thought it was going to be not enough heat at first, but to my surprise, it works really well as far as the heat distribution. I think I'm getting big clouds right now because it takes up so much surface space. I mean, basically I'm baking the entire bowl, and if you take a large draw, even though if you pack it exactly the same, you're going to get a lot of volume because you are burning the entire bowl. So yeah, I was actually pretty impressed with the level of odor. It's not that much worse than a coconut coal is. I lit mine outside. It took about the same amount of time to light a chronic hookah natural. So on my burner, I think it's crapping out a little bit, but it took about 8 minutes. Here's a little tip: if you try them, place them on the flat side first, and then just flip it, and then just let it go for a few minutes on the other side, and it should light pretty evenly. Just looking at these coals right now, they're supposed to last for, what do they want it to last? They're saying it lasts like an hour because at 45 minutes the coals are supposed to get about half the size is what it's looking like. But yeah, I mean, they're saying about 2 to 4 pieces around a bowl. I could never imagine using 4 pieces on this. even if I'm using a large Tangiers. I mean, it's distributing an immense amount of heat, which is impressive. So yeah, I mean, the cloud output is good, and even just to touch on the odor again, there's really not a lot of taste to it, which is very good. The Exotica coals that I've used in the past, I got a bit of a headache and all that from, and just the taste of the coals, because they're an artificial, or not an artificial, but a wood coal. I got that wood aftertaste, that artificial taste to it. So far, so good. I'm going to cut back in a little bit just to give this a shot. So I'm going to come back in about 30 minutes and show you where we're at with the coals then. Alright, it's been about 30 minutes now, a little less than that actually, but I wanted to show you this clip right here. So that's about 30 minutes into the whole coal smoking, everything. I've been smoking pretty consistently. Yeah, I mean, it produces a lot of ash, but it does stay true to what it promises on the box, that it gets to about half the size in about 30 minutes. And that's impressive. I looked at the bottom of the coal. It's, yeah, I mean, it's still lit, still red, not black at all, except for on the bottom of the feet where the coal actually stands. But yeah, I mean, the wedge itself stays red, so it does produce a lot of ash, so if that turns you off, then maybe this isn't the right coal for you. But as far as overall, I mean, it performed really solidly. I'm pretty impressed myself. And I'm not one to stray from my good old coconut, because it's coconuts. But yeah, so yeah, let's give this an overall rating. Fantasia Airflow Charcoals. I'm actually going to give this one a very high rating for a non-coconut coal. I'm going to give this one a 85 out of 100. It loses points because of functionality. I feel like the coal's too big. If they made it a little bit smaller, it would still work just as well in my opinion. And the rotation on it would make it a little bit easier at first, because I feel like it burnt out a lot of my bowl. And just although I am using a funnel bowl, so I'm using a little bit more tobacco than you would in like an Egyptian or a standard mod bowl. But yeah, overall not bad because of how much smaller the coals get. It's really not bad. The only thing that you're going to run into an issue with, if you like to use your 3 coals on your funnel bowl, and then rotate it with fresh coals after a while, it is going to char the bowl like crazy. So that's why it loses 15 points just based on functionality. But the coal, no flavor, no odor, it doesn't alter the taste of the bowl at all. So that's why it's extremely well performing. So if you do want it, it is a little bit more high price than I would like, especially with 45 pieces. I think I see them going for about maybe anywhere from $8 to $10 through various vendors. I'm still deciding if I'm going to carry these or not on HookahRev.com. But yeah, overall they're good. I wouldn't pay the extra just for the hype, but I mean, they're good coals. They're certainly not going to replace my coconuts anytime soon, unless, of course, they go down in price quite a bit more, in which case I might consider it. Not sure yet. So, this was Jake from HookahRev.com. See you guys next time.